Want to know how you can develop a very deep and powerful intuition? I'm going to talk about it completely differently to how everybody else approaches it. Let's turn this whole thing on its head. We've been taught to think about development in terms of improving, in terms of somewhere that we can get to. But actually, it's way more useful and accurate to actually think about it in terms of coming home, in terms of undoing. You see, as a child, you were born as a highly intuitive and sensitive being. It's simply this process of cultural programming and indoctrination that we've all been put through that has put a shield around us and removed our access to our sensitive nature. So let me explain what I mean. You've been taught a number of things about the nature of the world and the nature of you that are actually wrong and false and very problematic. Remember how you were as a child. Let's hope that most of us had, for at least a short period of time, a beautiful, sweet, and innocent childhood. Now, I know that's not the case for everybody, but if we were lucky, we had a few moments when we were allowed to just be, imagine, be creative. There you had a base level of trust, a base level of natural curiosity and creativity and intuition. But very quickly, you were taught to grow up, get on with it, stop crying, do your homework, stop daydreaming. You were told that there were things wrong with you, that there were things wrong with life. Those big, very influential adults all around you acted in a way as if there was something scary going on, and they were preparing you for this fear-based world. And we've all been taught that fundamentally something is wrong. Fundamentally, there is not enough, there is lack, there's not enough money, there's not enough love to go around. Now, all of these things are completely untrue, but we've been programmed to act like this. So what has that done to us? This false, fear-based model of the world has dulled our senses, made us scared. It's taken away our basic inherent trust in life, in spirit, in the universe. And that is our connection with intuition. So to regain that connection is not learning something new. It's simply restoring you to your original authenticity and to your original sovereignty. So when you do a practice like Reiki, but also meditation, yoga, and many, many other practices will help you get back to your original self. But it's really helpful to understand that you are returning, that you already have this incredible intuition, that you are and were always whole, and that you're getting back there. So the practice of Reiki, for example, what it does very naturally, very easily, is to help you relax and help you restore your connection with spirit and with the universe. When you practice Reiki, when you treat yourself, when you treat other people, this very positive, beautiful life force energy flows through you. It helps you to deeply relax. And every time you give yourself a treatment, you are returning to your true, authentic nature. You're returning to your always whole self. So this is why the Reiki practice is a beautiful, actually very easy, but powerful practice when it's taught in the right way. What I mean by this is that it's very important for Reiki students to understand that Reiki is going beyond the mind. The mind and ego are kind of synonymous. They're creating this false world based in fear and lack. So we really are, when we're practicing Reiki, practicing leaving the mind behind. When we're treating ourselves, it's very relaxing. We're breathing deeply. We're letting go. We're letting this life force energy flow through us. And when we do this regularly, it's like a reset. We're coming back to ourselves. You're naturally restoring your intuitive self. And the work of Reiki, treating other people, is a beautiful intuitive practice. So you're learning to move your attention away from the mind and the references of your historical programming and your sort of historical database about how things are. You're learning to decouple from that and just put yourself in a very open space. This is all that's needed to develop intuition. But for many people, it feels challenging at first, simply because the routine of the mind is just something that we find safe because we're accustomed to it. In the same way as an animal in a zoo feels safe within the confines of its cage, we feel safe within the confines of our ego-programmed world. So it does take a bit of practice to move back to your authentic self. But you will find over time, when you practice Reiki for a month, for 6 months, that you are slowly becoming a different person, much more in tune with yourself, much more able to access your intuition and make decisions based on a truer understanding of where you are and how connected you are in a congruent way with your life path. Now, I could talk about this forever because I find it such a beautiful and fascinating topic. And what I've noticed from all of the students that I've taught over the years is that so many people are able to practice Reiki from whatever background, from whatever interest they have, and get these enormous benefits of really resetting themselves, coming back to their already whole nature. And they're finding through the simple, repeated practice of Reiki that they're opening up in all kinds of positive ways. So if you've got something out of this video, then please like, subscribe, leave me a comment. If you have a question, I will absolutely get back to you. Okay, we're nearly through the whole series. Last video is coming up right now.